All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Wild Sports. I'm Fu, your host. I got my co host Sean over here rocking a hat that I bought for myself before the national championship game, but ended up
It's a
being a
great
gift
gift.
because that one didn't work out too well for us. But y'all go ahead before we get started. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe. So we're doing a different episode today. Do y'all ever have those moments where you call up your buddy, you send your buddy a text or something like, "Hey, you got to hear this stat I just heard." Well, we've got that episode for y'all today. We've got them loaded up. We found some stats that to us are just out of this world. So we want to share some with y'all. Maybe y'all can share them out with your friends, whoever you want to. But Sean, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I can start us off. Not a problem at all. I've got a baseball-related stat. I'm not sure how well versed everyone is on baseball, but I feel like Tony Gwynn's a name everyone knows. One of the greatest hitters to ever play the game. Um, the crazy stat: he would need to have 1,183 hitless at bats to get below a career 300 average. To put that into perspective, he'd essentially have to go 0 for 2 seasons of at bats before going below a career 300 average. You could literally go 0, not get a hit, start every day, and not get a single hit for 2 seasons, and then you drop below 300.
That's crazy.
I mean, I think last year there was 12 above 300 for the season. Just to put that in perspective.
That's not. What do you think changed that?
The shift, which is now banned to an extent. The fact that batters don't know how to go oppo anymore for hits, and everyone's trying to crush the ball with launch angle and what have you. So
That's crazy though. So that'd be like 0 for 600.
yeah,
Two
essentially.
seasons in a row, and he's still batting career 300. That's crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. All right, I got one here. We're gonna switch it up to a sport. We're going hockey.
Mm.
We're going Gretzky. If Wayne Gretzky never would have scored a goal, he would still be the all-time points leader in the NHL. He had 2,857 career points with 894 goals. So whatever the math is on that. He's in the lead by 970 points. So if you took away every goal he ever had, he's still the all-time scoring leader in the NHL.
I wanted to give everyone a heads up. You get a point for an assist in hockey, as well as if you passed to the assist, you get a point. So just those alone, he's the all-time leading hockey goal scorer, right?
Yeah.
Or did I think someone's closer? No.
I
think what's his name from the big Russian not Provorov. That's not him at all.
Crosby?
No,
Lemieux?
the Russian from someone. It's okay.
I don't know. I'm not well versed on my hockey, but all right, that's a crazy stat. But
Alrighty,
all right, what you got?
Switch it up to a sport that you and I very much enjoy playing. Me more recently, but it's the sport of golf. I'm sure that people can guess who this stat's going to be about. Because
Ricky Fowler.
Absolutely not. So if you grew up, if you're our age, the biggest name in golf has been Tiger Woods. Whether it be good or bad, it's been Tiger Woods. So the stat I have is his career record when he shares a lead or has a lead going into Sunday during a golf tournament. His record is 53-4. So if you were a gambling man back in the day, and you saw Tiger share the lead or have the lead going into Sunday, and you bet on him, you won 93% of the time.
That's crazy.
93%. That's an A in school, everybody. I didn't get many of those.
Spent too much time in the lunchroom skipping class
Okay, that's one of the classes I did get an A
or
in.
the clinic.
I was
Either
very
one.
sick.
Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, with how hard it is to close out in golf, I mean, it's such a mental game, and to be able to close out at a 93%. I mean, that's
We saw how mental it was this weekend with Spieth.
yeah. I mean,
We saw exactly how mental it was.
it seems like a lot of people, and there was probably a lot of majors fixed in that 53 and 4. I mean, that's and that's his mindset. He probably remembers the losses more than he does the wins.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on Tiger, I'm going to go ahead and I've got a couple more. I hit some Tiger ones too, because I mean, there's so many out there of Tiger.
Well, like I said, if you grew up, if you're our age, anything about golf, it's probably about Tiger.
Yeah, I mean, the GOAT, easy to me. So he made 142 consecutive cuts from 98 to 2005. Right now, the leader on the tour is Xander Schauffele with 21. So just the fact that means for people that don't know golf, if you're not within tied for 50th or greater going into Saturday, you get cut. You go home. You don't keep playing. So that means for 142 consecutive times, every tournament he played in, he made it to the weekend. Another crazy stat. But this one right here is the craziest Tiger stat. So from 97 to 2013, so even in that span and beyond of what we just talked about from the consecutive cuts, Tiger in majors, so the Masters, PGA, US Open, and the Open Championship, which used to be called the British. His combined score from 97 to 2013 was 126 under par. The next closest person to him was 251 strokes behind him at 125 over par. It doesn't seem real.
Wait,
It's
what?
So Tiger was
There's no way.
126 under par through all the major tournaments, all the rounds that he played in majors from 97 to 2013. I say it again, 126 under. The next closest was 125 over par.
There's no way.
It is because majors are consistently, like one year, I think at the US Open, he won it by like 16, 17 strokes. He was like 16 under. The next closest person was like 1 over. So you just think that means he was consistent the whole time he was shooting under par. He was competing in these people that go out there and shoot 5, 6 over, 7 over, and don't make the cut. They're just so. And then the third closest was Phil Mickelson, who was 128 over par.
Lefty.
So, he was only 254 strokes behind Tiger, and Phil was pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's
so. That stat didn't even seem real. Like I had to double check that stat because I was like, this has got to be wrong, but it is not. It is not.
All right, so I'm gonna switch it up.
What you got?
I'm gonna go to a sport that we usually talk about, and we're gonna continue to talk heavily about within the next couple of weeks. We're gonna switch it up to football. Going from one GOAT to another. Thomas James Brady. I have no idea if his middle name is James, by the way.
TB12.
Brady's been to 10 Super Bowls in 23 seasons.
Okay.
That is a 43% rate.
It's impressive.
One of the greatest shooters in NBA history, Stephen Curry. Career 3-point percentage is 42%. So Brady's more likely to go to a Super Bowl than Steph Curry is to make a 3-point shot. I want that to sit in with everyone because when you think Steph, you think of all those 10 3-point games, 8 3-point games. Like the kid hit 3-pointer after 3-pointer constantly. But I don't even think that's the most impressive Brady stat I have. I think what impresses me the most is the fact that in his career, he had 3 Hall of Fame careers inside of one. So from 2000 to 2006, he had 5 division titles, 3 Super Bowls, and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. In Aikman's career, Aikman had 6 division titles, 3 Super Bowls, and 1 Super Bowl MVP. That's 1 MVP, or not MVP. That is 1 Hall of Fame career compared to a 6-year stint for Brady. Brady from 07 to 13, 6 division titles, 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 2 regular season MVPs, and was the passing touchdown leader twice. Dan Marino's career, 5 division titles, 1 Super Bowl appearance, 1 MVP, 3-time pass touchdown leader. Career, another 6-year stint. That's another Hall of Fame career in 6 years. Last one, 2014 to 2020, 4 Super Bowl titles, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and 1 regular season MVP. Joe Montana, career, 4 Super Bowl titles, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and 2 regular season MVPs. Montana's career, Brady's 6-year stint. I mean, you have 3 separate Hall of Fame careers that you can compare to 3 of the greatest QBs in a 6-year stint.
That's crazy. He's the GOAT. Did they give him three of the jackets? 3 of the gold jackets?
Gold jacket, green jacket.
That's wild. I mean, he's the GOAT for a reason. I don't think there's any argument there at all. Wow. The GOAT. All right, I'm going to take it back to baseball.
All right.
Our boy, our hometown team, Greg Maddux, pitcher. Love him. Probably my favorite pitcher of all time. So here's a crazy stat from Maddux. He faced 20,241 batters in his career. Only 310 of those 20-plus thousand saw a 3-0 count, and 177 of them were intentional walks. The guy had command.
I mean, I think one of my favorite commercials of all time it was like the Greg Maddux Painting Company.
Yeah.
And they show the house, and only the edges are painted. And the guy's like, wait, what's going on? And they zoom into who did it, and it's Maddux with a little paintbrush in his hand.
Yeah. I love this. I love the whatever it is. I'm probably going to butcher it, but when the Astros were stealing pitches, and he was like, I'll tell you what I'm throwing, and it's like a 86-mile-an-hour changeup, and you won't even swing at it or something.
Yeah, 86-mile-an-hour two-seamer.
Yeah, or something like that. He's like, and you won't even swing at it. I was like, I love it. Because he wasn't like Kershaw and these guys where they're throwing, 12-6 curves, dropping it off the face of the earth. He just put it where it was supposed to be. I mean, he had complete command of that ball. Wherever he wanted to put it, that's where it was going.
Exactly. I got one last one.
All right, what you got?
All right, Mariano Rivera, one of the greatest closers of all time. Last person to wear number 42.
Yep.
He gave up 11 runs in his postseason career. There have been 12 people that have walked on the moon. So more people have walked on the moon than players have scored against Mariano Rivera in the postseason. And like everyone hears, postseason, he probably didn't have that many. The Yankees were in it every damn year.
Yeah. They were always there.
So
That's crazy. Wow. More people on the moon. All right. So,
we planted on the moon.
all right. So another one that kind of hit that I saw just real quick, kind of similar to Tony Gwynn. I mean, Tony Gwynn's was nuts, but Ichiro, we loved Ichiro growing up. You did, especially.
Yes.
Ichiro's batting average hit 300 in his 10th at bat, and it never dipped below 300 again the rest of his career. So his 10th at bat. So that could have been what, the third, fourth game, probably.
Yeah, probably third.
So after his third game of his career, probably he never did below 300. Crazy.
And the people who don't really watch baseball, I want to put that in perspective again. I think there were only, I'm gonna say 20 max that batted 300 last year. Players in the league right now. Like, to do it for a whole career and never dip below,
Unheard of.
it's insane.
All right. So I'm going to end with a pretty cool stat here. This is more of just it's impressive like the rest of them. So going out to the late, great Pat Summitt, rest in peace, just one of the greatest to ever do it. Probably the greatest women's basketball coach of all time. So every player that played out their eligibility at Tennessee for her graduated. 38 years was her career at Tennessee. Every single player that went the full time at the university graduated.
So that's the sign of a good coach.
Yeah, I mean that's not just on the court, that's off the court. So I thought that was cool. I had to throw that in there.
I think it's a good one to end on. I definitely do. I'm glad you saved that one for the end because it doesn't show like, oh, this player was the best at what they do. It showed that this coach not only was the best at coaching, but also the best at getting out, the best of their players.
Yeah.
So I definitely.
So you think it's the end? You think it's the end? But I got a question for you. I've got a little trivia one here to end it. Okay. Let's see if you can put your thinking cap on to finish this off. Only 3 players in the history of the NFL have a reception after they turn 40. Can you name the 3?
After they turn 40.
After they turn 40.
I'm going to go with Brady.
What? How did you call that?
What?
Dang it. Okay, that's good. And you named him first, which is
insane, right?
Insane. That's an impressive stat right there.
I'm going to go with Brady. The only problem is I don't know who else played that long, into their 40s.
You picked Brady, but you didn't pick the one that to me is the most obvious.
I mean, I was probably going to go. I don't think Moss played that long.
Nope, not Moss.
All right, so I got that one wrong. Trying to think who played. Did Hines Ward play until he's 40?
No. He's a Hall of Famer. Let's put it that way.
It's probably not going to help.
Actually, the last 2 are both Hall of Famers, but you got to think who could be arguably the GOAT of wide receivers in the NFL.
Oh, I said Moss. I meant to say Rice, dude.
Jerry Rice had 100. Jerry Rice had 185 after he turned 40.
Yeah, when I said Moss, I meant Rice.
Tom Brady had 1, and the last one had 1. Brett Favre. Brett Favre had 1 reception after he turned 40.
Man.
How about that?
I'm going to give myself 2 on that one because I meant Rice.
The fact that you picked Brady first was,
yeah, he ran the Philly right back at them.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked that you called out Tom Brady before Jerry Rice. Your mind immediately went to Tom Brady, which is to me just further makes how great Tom Brady is.
Yes.
All right, so hopefully y'all enjoyed some of those stats.
Tell us what you think of them. Leave some down there for us to read. I want to take some to my coworkers, my office, and talk to them about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're going to be trying to post out here a couple times a week as much as we can. Hit the comments. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know if you enjoyed this or not. We appreciate y'all coming out, spending a little time with us on this, and we'll catch y'all next time.